What is up, college sports fans, fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? This is Coos, and I'm coming to you from the hills of wild and wonderful, almost heaven, West Virginia, and this is Coos' Corner. Thanks for dropping in. Before I get on with the show, which is my thoughts on Shane Lyons' interview with the Mountaineer Insider podcast on whether or not West Virginia goes to the ACC, I want to ask if you haven't yet, please give me the thumbs up button. Please get subscribed. Please share with your friends who love college sports, especially if they're a Mountaineer fan or a Big 12 fan. And there's a link in the description box that will take you to the Fanatics website where you can purchase all your favorite team gear. That will help me out, help me grow my channel, help support my channel. Now let's get on with the show. I know I'm a few days late getting this out. Been wanting to get it out, but with the holidays and me being so busy, I hadn't had a chance. And I finally had a chance to go back and listen to the portion of the Shane Lyons interview with the Mountaineer Insider podcast where he talked about and answered fans' questions about West Virginia potentially going to the ACC. Now, Mr. Lyons basically said in a nutshell, I'm going to paraphrase, that West Virginia had not received an invite from the ACC. There had been no talks from the ACC. And as of right now, they are staying in the Big 12 and are happy with the Big 12 and the new additions being brought in with the expansion. He also made the comments that there has to be interest from both parties. Not only does the school have to be interested, but the conference has to invite the school and the conference has to be interested. That it's not a one-way street. Now, some people have said, well, he kind of, fumbled and bumbled the answer, and maybe he did, but I don't think Shane would lie about it. And he did use the word right now, which leaves the door open for a future move to the Big 12. I do get that. But I think right now, to be honest with you, I think this puts that conversation to bed. I don't think West Virginia is going to the ACC, at least not in the near future. I don't think the ACC is interested in West Virginia right now, based on Shane's comments. I don't think he would have went out of his way to make that statement were it not true. I also, in my mind, and this wasn't in the interview, but the Big 12 has an $80 million buyout for any team who leaves the conference. Now, that is separate from the grant of rights TV deal. And a lot of people don't realize that, but I heard this on the Sikkim 365 guys podcast a while back. There's a lot of confusion around that. The grant of rights TV deal that expires in 2025 is a completely separate deal from the Big 12's buyout. The Big 12 buyout is $80 million. If any team that leaves the Big 12 at any time has to pay the league $80 million. It doesn't matter if they leave in 2022 or if they leave in 2027 or whatever. They have to pay $80 million. I don't think West Virginia University can afford to pay $80 million. We are not a rich school like the Alabamas, the Ohio States, the USCs, the Texases. West Virginia doesn't fit that mold financially. Unless what money comes out of the woodwork, I don't see it happening. I'm sorry. For you, look, I would love to go to the ACC for selfish reasons. I want to see us play Pitt every year. I want to see us play Virginia Tech every year. I want to be able to travel to away games. To be honest, I can travel to a lot of ACC games quicker from my house than I can to Morgantown, because I live in southern West Virginia. I'm closer to North Carolina than I am Morgantown. But that being said, I just don't see West Virginia. We can't speak this into existence, and I know a lot of us fans want it to happen. We think if we do enough videos on it, maybe it'll happen. If we talk about it enough on Facebook, maybe it'll happen. But in reality, I don't see it happening, at least not in the next 3 to 4 years. If it's going to happen, it would probably have to be after 2025 when our TV deal's over. Because if we left before then, not only would we have to pay the $80 million, we'd also have to pay whatever. We'd also be forfeiting whatever TV money we have coming in through 2025. So that'd be a lot of money lost on that side, on that end of the spectrum as well. So I just don't see it. Sorry, Mountaineer fans who want to go to the ACC, I don't see it happening. If you want to say we're stuck in the Big 12, that's fine. Personally, I like to look at it from a glass half full perspective and say we're going to remain in the Big 12. We're going to help the Big 12 survive and remain viable, remain a Power 5 conference. And I have a lot of confidence we can build a decent rivalry with Cincinnati, hopefully over time. We can continue to build our rivalry a little bit with Iowa State that we seem to have built or starting to build maybe with TCU. Us and TCU both came in the conference together. I could see us building a little bit of rivalry there. I know geographically it doesn't fit, but I think, guys, culturally, West Virginia's a pretty decent fit with the Big 12. If you look at it on paper, Culturally, we're a fit. Academically, we're a fit. Athletically, we're a fit. The only two outliers in the Big 12 really are Texas and Oklahoma, and they're leaving. West Virginia fits with all the other schools. Even the ones that are coming in, were a fit. So I think maybe long term, West Virginia's better off staying where they are anyway. So to summarize my opinion, West Virginia is not going to the ACC, and if they do, it'll be after 2025 at the very earliest, when the grant of rights TV deal runs out. And I personally don't see it happening then, just because I don't think we're going to get an invite. I don't think West Virginia can afford to pay the $80 million buyout. Well, let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree with this video. You may disagree with me. If you do, that's perfectly fine. I welcome all comments. If you think Shane Lyons was full of it and he was just saying what he had to say to be politically correct, that's cool. Let me know that in the comment section. This is not a video where I'm saying that I'm right or wrong. It's just my opinion and how I'm reading the tea leaves and how I'm interpreting what Shane said and what I think's going on right now. So please, if you like the video, give me the thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please check out the Fanatics link. Please be on the lookout for channel memberships coming up. I'll tell you more about it in days to come. I'm still getting all of the details lined up on that with YouTube. But nonetheless, be on the lookout for it. I really appreciate you tuning in. Q Country Roads.